Where are your business right now? And where are you simply busy? Because here's the uncomfortable truth many people avoid. You can be incredibly busy, productive, helpful, and exhausted, and still be drifting away from what actually matters. If you ever ended a week thinking, I've done so much, but I'm not sure it moved anything important forward, then stay with me. In this episode, we're exploring the difference between being busy and being in your business. And this all through ownership, focus, and the quiet power of taking your ownership and accountability back. So this isn't about doing more, it's about doing what actually belongs to you. I'm Hanna Zaxmy, your leadership coach, and this podcast is your confidence boost in color. Let's go. And before we go further, I want to share something briefly, because it connects directly to what we're talking about today. Right now, I'm creating a new meeting place. A space where the conversations doesn't end when the episode ends. Where you'll find summary of each episode, reflections connected to it, simple tools, concrete exercises, and a space to continue the dialogue. If you're watching or listening to this as new episodes are released, you'll be among the first to receive an invitation when this opens. I share more at the end, but keep it in mind as you listen. Because this episode isn't just something to watch or just listen to, it's something to actually use in practice. I want to take you with me to a hotel rooftop in India. I'm sitting in a sun lounger, tucked into the shade. It's close to 40 degrees warm and the air is thick, the heat constant. Below me, the traffic hums, horns, engines, movement, and around this, there is a loud bird songs. And despite of all this, it's surprisingly peaceful. I'm on a work trip and will spend the next 2.5 weeks with my development team. And this time, I made a clear decision. Evenings and weekends are unbooked. This time is mine to think. Just before leaving for India, I received my performance review from my manager. And I was angry. Not so much about the result itself, but it was about the reasoning behind it. From my perspective, I had stepped up again and again, solved problems that weren't mine, handled fires that needed immediate attention, prioritized operations over long-term strategy, just to keep things running. And now, I was being criticized for not delivering on the long-term goals. It felt really unfair, undeserved, and honestly, infuriating. Maybe you recognize this. Constantly showing up for everyone else while you're rushing your own work, and then being judged for that. So there I am, on that rooftop, notebook in my hands, and I start reflecting, not just on work, but on my life as a whole. Where I am, what I long for, what feels heavy, where I feel blocked. For 2 weeks, I stay in that bubble. After work, on weekends, choosing solitude, choosing thought. And when I later reread my notes, I see something clearly. At first, the problem is him, my manager. He is wrong. Short-sighted, unfair, and I'm firmly in a victim role. My focus is on his side on the court, not mine. Even as I board the flight home, part of me still thinks I prove that I'm right. But something has shifted, because beneath the frustration, clarity starts to emerge. When I return to the office, I present a plan. Not an emotional defense, not a justification, a plan. Clear goals I'm committed to working towards, how I intend to reach them, and what support I need. One of those needs is training. I ask for a certification in coaching leadership, becoming a business coach. My manager grants that. And that, yes, becomes one of the greatest gifts I could have received. Because it didn't just change my work, it changed how I lead myself, how I lead others, and how I show up everywhere. The leadership wasn't the approval, it was the ownership that I took. I stopped spending energy on what I couldn't control and took full responsibility for what I could. So let me introduce you to Mia. She walked into our sessions visibly frustrated and said, "I don't have the conditions to succeed in this project." And she wasn't wrong. Other people's action were affecting the outcome. Stakeholders weren't delivering. Responsibilities were unclear, but her focus was entirely on them. We explored one simple question. What is in your control and what is not? She left with a piece of paper with 2 circles. One inner circle, that what she could control, and the outer circle, what others owned. The next time we met, she walked in smiling. She held up the paper and said, "I'm clear now. My communication is sharper. I'm setting boundaries, and collaboration is so much easier." Because we know who drives what. Nothing magical happened. She simply moved her focus back into her own circle. And here's the thing. With the best intentions, I kept prioritize what screamed the loudest, the fires, the urgencies. But by doing that, I wasn't leading. I was reacting. I was busy with short-term thinking and had lost the long-term perspective that I actually was hired for. And because I didn't prioritize it, no one else did either. With Mia, the irritation was understandable, but power returned when focus returned. So let me ask you, where are you placing your energy right now? Inside your circle or outside it? Because leadership begins in the moment you choose where your attention goes and take ownership of what you can control. If you hear this as these episodes are released, you are on the right time. I'm creating a new space, a membership, where these conversations continues with tools, reflections, and exercises to help you to lead yourself with more clarity and ownership. You can already sign up to be among the first to receive an invitation. The first invitations will go out shortly. You'll find everything in the description below. And before you go, just a reminder, be confident, be you.
Confidence starts inside of you.